I'm gonna give you 4 hours to guess where I am in the world right now.
Listen, Carmi, I'm not gonna guess because I don't care. Now please get a nose job. Hi again, everybody. It's me, Kwite, coming back at you from the bowels of my emotional despair with another burrito full of nothing but refried beans and a couple pieces of cilantro. Today's video is a bit of a revisit on someone else that I made a video on ages ago. His name is Touch Delight, otherwise known as Carmi Soletto, and let me be really upfront with you guys right now, this video is gonna be very different than how it ended up, and that's because I ran into some shit while researching that made me have to rework pretty much the entire first part of this script. I found it when I had like a page done in it, and then I saw the shit that I saw, and then I was like, okay, this is the video now. I initially was spurred on to make this video because I was recently at this event called Summer in the City in London. Thanks to everybody I met there, by the way. That was actually me, not some guy dressed as me doing a terrible American accent, pretending to be the real one. But I saw Carmi just hanging around the event sometimes. He had his own booth, so good for him. He got swarmed a couple times when he was just walking about, and it made me realize that however I'm feeling about him, whatever he's doing to build his fan base and secure the bag is clearly working. If the hordes of British pubescents and prepubescents alike was anything to go by. And what's that I care about more than my own morals? Exactly. Views! So I initially figured that we take a look at what Carmi has been up to recently, do some digging with all of that, see if there isn't something I couldn't take away from his videos and apply to my own. That way I can get money and stuff. And I'll do some of that real fast before I get into the meat of this video, because quite honestly, the shit that we're going to get into for most of this thing, I am not looking forward to seeing again. I'm gonna stall as long as possible to not get there. First thing I noticed about his channel upon revisiting it is that I didn't read the about section the first time around. It's pretty epic, brug, I gotta say. It's just, I hate myself. You know, this dude is super quirky and shit since he's self-loathing. He's like me, insecure and self-destructive. Just scrolling through the videos, it looks like he uploads around once a week and he does the lowercase title thing. It's hitting for him quite well, to be fair, so it looks like he found his stride. That stride being doing things with his girlfriend and then putting girlfriend to the title. Wholesome stuff. Just sharing your life with your significant other to the world, and on a bit less of a wholesome note, also sharing your apparent experience with James Charles. Very epic, my guy. Originally, from here, I was gonna try and watch a few videos, crack some jokes, just try to have some fun and shit. All lighthearted stuff, and I'm hoping to keep it lighthearted still, but I had to rework my game plan when in the first video I watched, this clip came up.
Yeah, if you guys didn't know I'm poor, please click my ads. It would mean so much to me, and if you want to buy my feet pic, the link will be in the description. I am actually...
No, you can't sell them for free.
I'm blurring it.
Good.
I'm basically selling my feet on OnlyFans, so if you want to help support your boy, maybe for a video, or to pay my rent. Am I right?
You're not even joking.
Yeah, but...
When I first saw this, I thought it was ironic, a quick gag that I could use to make a feet joke about, but as part of that joke, I wanted to double check his claims, so I went into his OnlyFans account for myself. I followed the account with my own damn money. I was doing it to confirm the validity of the feet pics claim at first, but I gotta be real with you, the stuff that is on there is going to take all of my goddamn willpower I have not to look away in abject horror. Legally speaking, since it's a private subscription that you have to purchase to get the content from, I can't legally show you any of the stuff that I found while browsing, but I will do my best to describe what it is we're dealing with here. If you would like to confirm that these pictures / videos I'm describing are for real, I highly urge that you fucking don't, but feel free to ignore my advice and waste $15 out of your own bank account and into Carmi's if you have a death wish, because the content you will see in there will kill you. This might just be the new weirdest business expense I've ever had, and I bought $150 worth of Belle Delphine merch. Also, quick side note, speaking of that, the bathwater still hasn't come. I responded to the email they sent out that you had to send back if you wanted to get your shit shipped out, so I don't know what's happening there. Belle Delphine merch review should also be coming soon still, I haven't forgot about it. I bought all the shit for that, like I said, I'm just waiting for it to get to where I'm staying, which again could be a little bit. But I haven't forgotten about that video, lads. I swear, brother, I will keep you posted on the status of it. But yeah, brug, the OnlyFans account does consist of mostly feet pics as advertised. There's solo shots of just his feet chilling on a boat, the toes fully extended so you get to see the full compass of them. Whatever the fuck this is that Carmi is doing, at least it seems that he knows how to do it properly, a feet-sucking connoisseur. There's pictures of him just sat in his underwear with his feet in full view of the camera, because of course they are, just the soles and the balls, the feet on full display. He's got videos too. Allow me to share some with you. There's one where he's just meant to be getting his feet rubbed by his mate, and it seems very sensual, and it makes me want to hurl. No hate, be into what you're into, brug, but it ain't for me, like, at all. Touch the light, more like touch the feet. Another one is that quality video archetype where the dude recording is laying down on his stomach on a bed or a couch or some shit, and then he's filming up close on his face before slowly panning the camera over his shoulder, where his face is still taking up most of the frame, but you can start to see a little bit of the goods in the back. Most of the time, that slight tease would consist of someone's bare ass, but in this case, it's just Touch the Light kicking his feet, because he's really about feet. That is, if you haven't noticed. Did I mention, by the way, that Carmi Toe Sucker really likes feet? Feet! Also, there are these really out-of-place pictures on the OnlyFans account that just break the theming of what he usually does with the toes. Where Carmi's stiletto dick is just stark naked, wearing absolutely nothing, and he just takes a little mirror selfie where the only thing between your naked retina and his ballsack is his hand, and if you're lucky, some slight Gaussian blur. Maybe he has a white scribble done in Snapchat or MS Paint, I honestly can't tell. It's like that using a Cheeto as a lock meme in that it doesn't do shit for shit. One of the oddest videos on that account, if his friend rubbing his feet wasn't enough for you, is one he has captioned as "forcing my friend to suck it" with a smiling and squirting emoji at the end. But it's him and his mate sat in a car while someone else records it, and he's just got his feet up on the console and his friend is just fucking touching his toes and shit. And it sounds like his friend is joking about loving Carmi's feet or whatever, but then Foot Jesus himself, Touch the Light, decides to just shove them even closer to his friend's face, and then demands that he sucks them with just the most deadpan expression I've ever seen. Like, he seems so dead set on his mate, who was backing his face away from his grimy ass, yeast-infected looking toes, on quote, having him worship these feet. Again, I'm really sorry that I can't show any of the shit that I'm describing to you, but now that you have a description of what it is, I hope that you consider yourself among the lucky and privileged few, those who have never had to set eyes upon these cursed fucking pieces of human heresy. God gave you hands to nurture and love, not to destroy, not to hurt with. In a video following that last one, Carmi says that he finally found someone who was willing to worship his feet. The dude's got green hair like Jacksepticeye, to be fair. Tragic stuff, I must say. I believe the man slobbing on his toes is Jordan Houston, if the @2Jordan Houston's OnlyFans account is anything to go by. It's really weird to think that every decision that anybody and everybody has ever made and everything that's ever happened led to this moment right here. Me watching Carmi Soletto's feet get licked and massaged while I try not to have a stroke and die. I think the hardest part for me to wrap my head around in this whole thing is that other people are involved with this as well. Like, it's one thing that he's gotten his friends into doing the foot thing with him, like just sucking his toes, rubbing a dude's feet like that one dude did to Marcellus Wallace's wife and then he killed him for it. Like, if they're all into it, fair enough, more power to them. But then you can't stop the cogs in your brain from turning, and you realize that a lot of these videos are recorded from a cheeky third-person perspective, meaning there's a cameraman just watching all these foot-sucking antics going on, and he's actively focusing on capturing them on film so they are forever immortalized. I hope whoever's doing it is getting paid the type of money you can buy human organs with for all of the shit he's going through. But still, I have no idea what mindset he must be in, like what's going through his head while he or she is filming a session. For me, I see like 3 possibilities for what they could be thinking. The first is that the feet shit absolutely weirds them out, very disgusting to them, but for one reason or another, maybe they're getting paid hella bank or they're good friends with Carmi. Maybe they've worked with him in the past so they're willing to just do this, to work past the revulsion they're feeling from toes in order to record Carmi Soletto's toesy woesies. Another possibility is that the cameraman is also a fellow toe enthusiast and is just happy to be a part of the production of any feet-related film things. Maybe they are also a friend or fan of Carmi, so it's even better that they get to work with someone they already know. Who knows, really? They could be somewhere in the middle, where the feet are just a means to an end, where it doesn't get them raging hard like a helicopter running into a totem pole, but it doesn't gross them out that they viscerally want to chain vomit everywhere. Even though I've done a lot of thinking about the answer to this question, the more I do, the less I want to find out. I guess we can add Carmi Soletto to the list of people in positions of power who adore feet like a normal person would hot Cheetos. First we had Dan Schneider, who would make tweets at the teenage cast of shows like iCarly and Victorious about how fantastic their feet are and how much he loves it. I found out while I'm researching this video that Quentin Tarantino also has a particular knack for putting feet in his movies in a lot of shots, incredible scenes, masterpieces of cinematography, I'm telling you. And based off his admiration for pretty much all of Tarantino's work, naming 2 mixtapes partially after him and comparing himself to him in so many contexts of artistry, I am assuming that Logic also loves feet. Now to cap this video off, I have a confession to make. I can't say that I'm familiar with what the typical OnlyFans account is like. I can't say that I've used the service all that much to look at schmucks on the internet's nudes and lewds, but I can only imagine that having one this foot-centric is a little out of the ordinary from what you're usually getting. Like, I guess the one where he's just standing in his birthday suit, blurred penis in hand, and a mirror selfie kind of makes sense. It's a pretty standard nude to take, and it has a pretty decently large appeal, but that kind of stuff is the minority. That breaks the theming. The most of his shit is just feet. I genuinely am morbidly curious over what the twisted motivation behind starting this whole thing was for Carmi. Maybe the channel was at a low point, so he had to make a way to get some money. Maybe he knew someone who also did it, who was making mad bank off of everything with it. Hell, maybe this all started as an ironic joke that Carmi was doing with his mates, but as he kept going, he realized that he had found his true calling. The thing that really just gets the blood pumping into his dick. Having his toes sucked. TLDR, Touch the Light / Carmi Soletto looking ass has a foot fetish, an incredibly powerful one, and after after I'm done recording this shit, I need to go puke my brains out. Don't ask about how the specifics of a hoodie do and that works made. All things considered, he's allowed to do what he wants on his private time. He's not really hurting anybody with it, so I don't think I need to tell you guys not to go and fucking harass him or anything or bully him. But in case I do, don't, dumbass. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, and if you're new, subscribe. I have a podcast with Wild Spartans and FPS Diesel called Loudmouse. We upload one new episode every week on Saturdays, and we're up on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, and YouTube. If you want, you can subscribe to my second channel, Quote. I upload there as well, pretty frequently. You can follow me on Twitter at Kwite and on Instagram at Kwite.png. Links to both of those in the description below. And lastly, I also have a Discord server. Link to that in the description as well if you're interested. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see you guys next time.